Right, hello. So this video is going to be about how our bot works here, and this is going to be just about how to set up your bot and make sure it all works. And I'll also be going through our main workflow right here and showing you what each thing does. So first off, let's start by initializing our chat right here. So as you can see, it gives us a step-by-step tutorial on how to set everything up. So we'll go to our OpenAI API keys page, which I have right here. We will create a new key, call it Botpress test, and we have to go through this verify that we are human thing. So I've already done that, and I have copied my key here. Once you have gone through it and verified that you are human, you will just see this page. Just copy your OpenAI API key, and then we'll continue on. So we have now copied the generated key, and we'll now press the gear icon here on the left, so this one. And once we are in here, we'll scroll down, we will see this configuration variable, and here the value, we'll just paste in our API key and make sure that it's just the API key. There will be no added words, so don't type this is my API key or something, just only the API key right here. You can of course edit this variable to be whatever you want, but then you have to make sure that you're going into all of the API calls and making sure that you have also edited the variable in there, so it will pick up on the right variable with the API key. Anyways, now we have done this, we'll just say I am done. And as you can see, we are all set and ready to use this template. And if you want to try out any model that to use right now, we can do that. So let's just try it. We'll use this one, and it'll say what is 2 plus 2. And as you can see right here, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So now we have actually done an API call into GPT 3.5 Turbo, and everything works. So let's go through the workflow. So what is happening is that right here we're starting out by checking if there's something in our environmental variable OpenAI API key where we just put in our API key. This is because that, so when you come back and use this bot again, you won't have to set up your API key every time. You can also just go like this after you set it up, and just like that. But then if it at some points deletes your API key from here, you accidentally delete it or something, you won't know and you might run into some issues. So I just like to have it just like this. But when you're actually using it, you won't have to go through all of this. This is just for the template. Now, if there was something in it, we went over here. If there's nothing in it, we will skip it and we'll go down to this raw input card. Now, what is happening here is just we sent this text with the little tutorial on how to set up the API key. And then once you have said, I am done, I just typed in anything, we will continue over to this node right here. Now, what is happening here is that we are testing the API key to make sure that it actually works. So how we're doing this is making sure that we have entered the API key as our bearer or authorization. I hate that word. Yeah, this word right here. And we are using the Text DaVinci model, which is a super cheap model, and we're setting the max tokens to 2, so you won't be billed for anything. You can't even see this as such a small API call because it uses only maximum 2 tokens. And we just set the prompt to high, which is just a random run to make sure that we get an answer. And as you can see right here, the only thing that we really need to look at is this. So if there's an error, we catch it and we save it in this workflow.error message. And then we can reference the workflow.error message right here. And what we're doing is, if it's not empty, we will continue down and say there was a problem with the API key. But if it is empty, this exclamation mark right here is it checks if it's empty. We will continue over here and say the API key works, fantastic, and everything is set. But if it's not empty, which means there was an error, unfortunately, we will say that there was an error with the API key, and we send the whole error message. And then we clear the error message again to make sure that this won't get triggered. and saying that there is an error message, and then we just go back over here and we go back to this. So let's try this. Let's say that we didn't actually enter an API key here. We didn't want to do that. We just wanted to continue. So we start out like this, hey there, and we say, I don't want to do that. We just say, I am done. Now you can't use the bot since there's no API key in it. So there's no reason for us to continue here. So what we're doing is now sending you the error message, which you can see right here. And the main thing you just have to look at is just this request failed with the status code 4.1. So this status code means that there's normally a problem with the API key. You can search up on Google like OpenAI API error codes, and you can see all of the error codes. Now 4.1 means that there's a problem with the API key. And if you get some other and you can't seem to figure it out, please let me know and we can try to solve it. But yeah, now we want to have an API key in here, of course. So just enter this. And now we have the API key. So we just try again. And as you can see, you're all amazing, you're all set. So we sent this message right here, amazing, you're all set. You can see it right here. And then we go down to here and we let the user pick which one of the models the user wants to try out. So let's say, okay, now we want to try out the GPT-4. So what we would like to know, and we'll just test it if it knows basic math. So 2 plus 2 is equal to what? And it's equal to 4. That is correct. So we now know that it works. If you have any questions, if there come like some issues that there comes or anything, let me know. Yeah.